Hi everyone, Stephen Lee here. If you haven't heard, PPP Round 2 will begin starting this Monday, January 11th. Okay, the SBA and the Treasury just announced that certain banks and financial institutions will start accepting PPP Round 2 applications starting this Monday, January 11th. There's a lot of information to cover, so I've split up this PPP round number 2 application into 2 videos. Okay, so this is part 1 of 2. In this first video, I'll be covering the following regarding PPP round number 2. Number 1, more specifics on when and where people can apply for PPP round number 2, as the timing of first-time applicants and second-time applicants is different. Okay, as well as which banks are going to be accepting PPP Round 2 applications. Not all banks will start right away. There's only certain banks, so you want to stick around for that. And then the second half of this video, we're going to be talking about the first half of the new Form 2483 that was just released last night. Okay, the new Form 2843 is for PPP Round number 2. And then I'm going to also talk about some more details about how to prove revenue reduction for second-time applicants, okay? So remember, revenue reduction is a qualifier if you are applying for your second round of PPP funds. In video number 2, just a brief preview, I'll be covering how to calculate average monthly payroll. Number 2 is how to calculate number of employees. And the third part of that, I'm going to review a few interesting pieces of the new form as well. So that's going to be in video number 2, not this video. So let's get right into this video. Specifics on when and where you can apply for PPP round number 2. Okay. So remember, once again, starting Monday, January 11th, initially only community financial institutions that serve minority and women-owned businesses will be able to make loans. Okay, so what types of banks and financial institutions are those? Community financial institutions are typically smaller banks and credit unions. So this is not JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Those are the larger banks, right? The first round starting Monday, January 11th, those banks, as far as I know, will not be accepting PPP Round 2 applications just yet. We've heard of some clients here in the Chicagoland area being contacted by their bank to start applying on Monday, January 11th for round 2. But more specifically, here in the Chicagoland area, we've heard of Bank of Hope, as well as some of the smaller community banks, asking their clients and reaching out to them to get ready to apply starting Monday. In regards to online platforms, there's a site called Bluevine, which will also be accepting new applications very soon as well. So in PPP Round 2, Round 1, I remember Bluevine was one of the sites that accepted it. Paychecks, sometimes like Gusto, some of those payroll providers were also assisting businesses and organizations to apply for PPP round number 1. So Bluevine is one of the sites that I heard was reaching out to previous clients to start getting ready to apply for this second round of funding. That was a plug. I'm not sponsored by them, so I'm gonna leave a link in the information section below, but just remember, like, I'm not promoting them, I'm not sponsored by them in any way. All right, for second-time PPP borrowers, you don't apply starting Monday, but your application window begins on Wednesday, January 13th. Okay, so once again, if you received PPP PPP funding in round number 1, your window for PPP round number 2 applications starts on Wednesday, January 13th. Okay, so Monday, once again, is first-time applicants. Wednesday is when second-time applicants can start submitting their application for PPP round number 2. If this is the kind of content that you're looking for, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to turn on your notifications, as there's a ton of updates coming over the next few weeks, not only in regards to PPP Round 2 applications, but also PPP Round 1 forgiveness as well. In terms of the PPP Round 1 forgiveness, the SBA released that, we're waiting for that shortened form, right, for loans under $150,000, that one-pager. The SBA and the Treasury said that that form should be coming out over the next few days. So I'll definitely make a video for that once it comes out. All right. One very important thing here for PPP round number 2, whether it's first-time applicants or second-time, is the closing date when they're going to stop accepting applications is March 31st. Okay, so you basically have 2.5 months from today. Today is January 9th, Saturday. You have till March 31st to get your application in for PPP round number 2. Okay, so this is not for forgiveness. This is only for applying for PPP round number 2, whether it's first-time applicants or second-time applicants. Let's go a little bit more into the second half of this video and cover the new Form 2483 application. The new form, at first glance, is very similar to PPP round number 1. Okay, it's probably 80% similar, maybe 85% similar, but it's very similar to PPP round number 1. The new form actually asks for the year of establishment for your organization, right? The year of establishment. So this is the year your business or your organization was created. Okay. Remember, you need to have been in operations as of February 15th, 2020 in order to apply. Okay, so that's why this year of establishment is really important, because this is one of the qualifiers, right, to apply for PPP round number 2. You had to have been in business, once again, as of February 15th, 2020. Okay. Another part for purpose of year-end establishment, for those of you who are self-employed or independent contractors, you may not have really a date of establishment. You can just put NA on the form, so not applicable. If you are self-employed or you're an independent contractor, you don't have a formal start date. Okay, you can put NA. The next part of the form is asking for the NAICS code, right? The NAICS code. Applicants must match the business activity code provided on their IRS income tax filing. Okay, so whatever the NAICS code that you put on your 1120S, 1120, 1065, even Schedule C for some of you, you have to use that same NAICS code, the NAICS code, for this application as well. Okay, so if you have a NAICS code and you've submitted tax returns in the past, you have to use that same NAICS code when you apply for PPP round number 2. Remember, one big caveat here is the reason why they ask for your NAICS code is with PPP round number 2, this round, if your NAICS code starts with a 72, that's typically hotels and restaurants or hospitality and restaurants, you can use a multiplier of 3.5x when calculating your qualified loan amount. Okay, so that's why they're really asking for the NAICS code here, to see if you're in that special category where you qualify for a larger multiplier of your average monthly payroll, right? Most organizations without a NAICS code of 72 will have to use a multiplier of 2.5x, right? That's gonna be most of you watching this video, but if you're in the hospitality or hotel and restaurant business and your NAICS code starts with 72, then you qualify for that higher multiplier, 3.5x, to calculate your qualified PPP round 2 loan amount. Okay. For those of you who are applying for your second round of funding here, right, let's talk a little bit more about the revenue reduction requirement. Okay. Remember, if you're applying for a second round of funds, you have this qualifier for you have to show a minimal reduction of revenue of 25%. Okay, so this is only for second-time PPP borrowers, not first-time applicants, only second-time PPP applicants. So revenue reduction, the new guidance issued by the SBA provides 2 ways to show a 25% reduction for eligibility for second-time applicants. Remember, there's 2 ways, not just one, there's 2 ways. The first way is you compare any 2019 quarter versus the same 2020 quarter, okay, to show that revenue reduction. I've gotten this question a lot. Can you choose that any 3-month period? Does it have to be January, February, March, April, May, June, subsequent, those formal 3-month quarters? The answer is no. You can't choose or skip. You have to show the formalized 3-month quarters. So quarter 1, if you're comparing, is going to be January, February, March. Quarter 2 is going to be April, May, June. Quarter 3 is July, August, September. And then quarter 4 is going to be October, November, December. Okay, so you cannot choose and mix and match and overlap quarters. You have to use those set quarters, those 3-month quarter periods. Okay, if you're going to use and you're going to try to compare 2019 gross revenue as well as 2020 gross revenue. Okay. The second way you can prove a 25% revenue reduction is if your business was in business or your organization existed for all 4 quarters of 2019. So for the entire 2019 year, your business or your organization was in existence and operating, then you can submit your annual tax return to show a reduction of 25% of revenue in 2019 versus 2020. Okay, so once again, if your organization was operating for all 4 quarters of 2019, then you can use your 2020 versus your 2019 tax return, okay, the total gross revenue. So remember, methodology number 2 that we're just talking about right now, this is for organizations that have been in business or operating since for all 4 quarters 2019. If you started midway in 2019, then this is not a method you can use. You have to use the default of comparing 1 quarter of 2019 versus 2020. All right, so that's the end of video number 1. Stick around. In video number 2, I'm going to be going over more in depth in how to calculate average monthly payroll, as well as how to calculate the number of employees, especially if you're self-employed or an independent contractor. So I'll see you in video number 2.